there, Facebook land. My name is Diana Kendrick and I am here to talk to you today about why you are not getting what you want. So as you all know, I'm a life coach and I do a lot online now as well. We're just finishing up our 4 Weeks to Freedom Mastermind, where I spent 4 weeks with 30 people online, drip feeding them the content so they could absolutely change their life. So they've gone from being restricted and uncertain and unsure and not having the body that they want, not having the finances that they want, to blossoming and flourishing and blooming and creating the life of their dreams. And all that has happened in, I'm just saying hey to you all that has happened in 4 short weeks for them. This is the final week, and the way that we set it up was it was all set up and the content was drip fed and they got all the information, they consumed it, and the testimonials already, and it hasn't even finished, have been mind blowing. So there's a few things that I want to share with you, because there's a few just protocols, if you follow, rules if you will, because you all know I'm not a rule follower, I don't like the rules. But when you zoom yourself out of something and you look from the outside in, I have people come to me in my life coaching, or I listen to what's going on one-to-many when I'm on stage, and people come to me. And what I'm noticing for a lot of you and a lot of the people that come to me is you're not getting the things that you want. So if I thought if I could narrow it down in a 5 or 10 minute live, you can get some more clarity around what it is that you do want and perhaps why you're not getting it. So I'm going to give you 3 really quick steps now, really 3 crucial points to getting more of what you want in your life. So it's a series of questioning. I'm going to ask you some questions and I want you to go within and answer these questions. Because when someone comes to me and they're in here, usually they want more for their life and they come in and they do their life coaching with me, or we do it online. They come to me and they say, I'm just sick. What did you come? I say, what did you come for? What are you here for? What are we shifting? What are we changing? And they're just like, oh, I'm just so sick and tired of being sick and tired, or I'm really overwhelmed, or I'm really lonely, I'm trying to call in a partner, or my finances suck and I just can't get out of this hole that I'm in. And I said, okay, well, that's sort of your situation right now. What is it that you do want? What do you want? What do you want from these sessions? What do you want from working with me? Hey, Gemma, what is it that you do want? And most people, like 99% of people, myself included, unless I catch myself, go into this version of, oh, I just don't want to be sick and tired anymore, or I don't want this, or I don't want that, or I don't want to go to work and I don't want to drive to work in the traffic, I'm so tired, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, I just don't want this anymore. So step number 1 is to recognize your language. You are not getting what you want partly because you don't actually flipping know what you want. Your focus has all been on for so long what you don't want. I don't want to be overweight. I don't want to be in financial stress. I don't want the job where my boss bullies me. I don't want my kids to speak back to me and be little turds to me. I don't want. So we really focus on, hey Julie, we're really focusing on what we don't want. What the subconscious mind will do doesn't recognize the word don't. So if I say to you, don't think of a big green elephant, don't think of a big green elephant, whatever you do, don't think of a big green elephant, what are you thinking of? Someone type it in there. You're thinking of a big green elephant, right? So the subconscious mind doesn't recognize the word don't. So when you're saying, I don't want to be sick and tired anymore, I don't want to be overweight, I don't want to be in financial stress, I don't want to be fighting with my partner all the time, it hears overweight, financial distress, fighting with my partner, and then it's like a command to do that. And it opens up this part of our brain, and then you look for interactions to be overweight, fight with your partner, and be in financial stress. So the first tip is get super clear in your language and in your mind. Step number 1, get clear about what you really want. So step number 1 is, what do I really want? So that's the question. Write that down. What do I really want? What do I really want? Oh, dropped my pen. So then you are going to say that in the positive present tense as though it's already happened. So using weight as an example. I don't want to be overweight is very different too. I want to be fit and healthy and energized, and I want to be able to get up in the morning and have energy. Can you feel the difference? So instead of coming to the party with like, I don't want to be overweight anymore, and the brain just like, here's overweight, let's move towards overweight, we're going to say, I want to feel activated and energized when I wake up. I want to feel healthy in my body, nutritious food. So we're going to state all the things that we do want. So that's step number 1. Get super clear about what it is you want, and we're going to say it and verbalize it in the positive present tense as though it's already happened. Step number 2 is, the other thing is, how do you know when you get there? Because the other thing we do as humans is, I want this, I want that, I want little bits as here, 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 and here. And it happens all the time. It happens to me, it happens to all the people that I work with. Okay, so I want financial abundance. I want to be fit and healthy. So now we're verbalizing it. We've taken the surface off and the top. We're super clear, we're super focused, we know exactly what we want. We're saying it in the way that's present and focused and in the positive tense and all that. The second question, how do you know when you've got that? So many of you are feeling like you don't get what you want in life because you don't actually know the moment in time that you get it. So we need to create a neuron, a pathway up here that tells us when we get it. I want to be financially independent. The milestone for me, I will feel financially independent when I have 100K sales a year. So it's going to be different for everybody, and I'm using that as an example. I will feel financially independent when, and then you insert the moment in time you know that you've got it. So let me say that again. Another reason people are not getting what they want, 1, because they don't know what it is that they actually want, they just know what they don't want. 2, because they don't have a pathway or a neuron in their brain that tells them that it's landed for them. So you might be getting what you want, there's no milestone, there's no celebration, you don't actually know what you've got. So then what it does is create this like ripple effect, or like cycle effect of always chasing something, chasing, and never feeling like you've got it. So hopefully that makes sense. And the third reason people don't get what they want, actually before I go into the third reason, because this is only the 3 of about 8 or 9 steps, but I'm just going to give you 3 here on the Facebook Live and share that around, and you can implement it and infuse it into your life. And then if you want more information after you do this, you get the free content and you implement into your life, it absolutely will open up your life and change your life. And then you might want to come and join the mastermind or come to one of the retreats or something. So does anyone want to pick what step number 3 is? And why you are not getting what you want, and how we can shift and change what we're thinking and saying and doing to magnetize and call in more of what you want. Let me just jump over here on the other side of the camera, because I want to tell you. I'm back. Okay, so nobody said anything, so you guys don't know. That's why you're on, because you want to hear all the goodness. Okay, the other reason you are not getting what you want is because your values are not aligned with the things that you want. So the values part of this is a whole module on the mastermind. To get the content and information on that, which is absolutely life-changing, you're going to have to join my mastermind. We've got another one coming up in, I think it's March. But anyway, your values, what you have, so we all have this internal set of values, right? Some of us, if you've worked with me, you know what you value and you know what your values are. If you want to lose weight, we're going to use this as an example. If you want to lose weight and you can't and you're not, and you've done these 2 things at the top and you're still just like, Diane, this just isn't working, I can't lose the weight, then what's happening is losing weight or health is not one of your highest values. You've all been given these internal set of values from teachers, preachers, our uncles, our aunties, our parents, society. They've injected you with this set of values. And most of us don't even know what they are. So what we've got to do is get super clear about what they are subconsciously and pull that into the conscious mind. And then what we need to do is the little process where we're like, do these values actually sit well with my heart? Because one of mine was I used to be so sick and so unhealthy, and when I looked at what my values were given to me by people, health was right down the bottom. So what I had to do was do a linking process to bring health up to the top. So now health is one of my highest things. So this is the thing, right? If you're trying to lose weight, you've got ultra clear, you're saying it in the positive present tense, you know when that happens, when I hit 65 kilos and I can get up and I can fit my clothes on, I can go out and go cross-country training with the kids and have fun, and you know when it's going to happen, you're doing all the right things and it's still not happening, you keep sabotaging yourself, it's because it doesn't align with your values. Your health value is down here. So what we've got to do is bring it up. With your values, you will find the time and you will have the money. Like if you look at your life now, where do you spend your time and where do you spend your money? And that will show you what you value. And then what we've got to do is this little process to see how does that fit within you, and do you want to choose it or do you just want to react to what's been given to you when you were a kid? So what I would do for somebody who wanted to lose weight, who's gone through all this process and still struggling, is raise their health value in their hierarchy of values. The moment you value health, it will stop becoming a struggle, it will stop becoming hard, and it will become a natural part of what you do every single day. So this is absolutely mind-blowing because it's not hard stuff, but you quite often need someone to take you along the journey. So you've got your several values, and they're so another one of my experiences was I was pushing so hard, I was working so much because I wanted this financial abundance. I wanted to contribute to the family, and I was working so hard and I was doing all these things, I was doing the thing, I was out there, I was pounding the pavement and working really hard. I had changed, I knew exactly what I wanted, and I knew exactly when it was going to land for me in that point and precise moment in time that it became a reality for me. And then I was like, there's a bit of the puzzle missing because I'm doing all that thing and I'm still struggling. I'm not financially abundant yet. I'm not financially independent where you don't have to rely on your partner or a job. You can create your own income and have that freedom. Why on earth is this not working yet? And guys, it was because my finances in my value system was right down the bottom. So I went through the process that I mentioned before. I linked it, I moved it up, I pulled it into my conscious mind, I did a bit of rewiring, and what that did for me was I linked the finances to my health. So now health is my highest value, and I realized with finances, so finances were down the bottom, when I have more money, I can have better health because I can buy organic food and I can get a massage every week. And I can really do what I need to do with my physical, mental, and spiritual health. When I have more money, I have more resources to invest in my health. One of my highest values is family and relationships. So finances was sitting down the bottom. So relationships and family and relationships, connection is number 2. And then finances is sitting down the bottom. When I realized this, I pull it into the conscious mind. So then I went, okay, I can support my family better when I have more money. That means Gus doesn't have to go to work as much, which means he can spend more time with us at home because I value that. So this is really important. It's really easy to change. I can take you through the process. We do it in the mastermind. We do it in the retreats where we pull into the conscious brain what your value systems has been in the past, and then you can choose it. We have a look around and see what it has been, and then we go, okay, how does that sit? Does that work for me? Or do you need to rewire? Do you need to change it? So the other thing is, so that was my experience. Finances was right down the bottom, and I just was working really hard and I couldn't bring them up. When I linked them to being able to support my health and support my family, guess what? The struggle stopped. It was just like I was magnetizing to myself this wildly abundant business, this wildly abundant life, where I get to do the things that I love to do, help people, impact people. That's another really high value of mine, is impacting people and getting this information out there. So it doesn't require discipline, it doesn't require motivation, it just requires you to look at your value system, know what you want, know when you get there, look at your value system, do a bit of tweaking and refining, and then it's not the push, the struggle, the strive, this really hard journey. So I hope that's been really helpful for you. I'm going to share this around on a couple of pages because I think it can help a lot of people. If you want more information, you can contact me. We've got half day coming up. I've got a 2-day immersion/retreat coming up in March. So the half day is next week. The 2-day immersion is in March. The Pixie deck of cards will be out by the end of February. They're getting launched on the 22nd of the 2nd at 2:22 p.m. So that's the Pixie deck of cards that I've created. It's an affirmation deck of cards, which is absolutely stunning and beautiful. We've got so much going on. We've got the audio book coming out. We've got the next mastermind starting. We've got Michelle's meetup down at Forest Lake in March. So much happening. I hope that's been helpful. Give me some feedback before I jump off. Is there any questions? Hey Vicky, hey Zara. Just say hello to everybody that's just jumped on. Christy from over in Perth. Vonnie's on. Patrick Dwyer is on. Michelle Pollitt. Just waving to you all. And you can come up with some questions. Is there any questions? Tell me what you want, guys. What is it that you want in your life? And then perhaps I can use that as an example. It's usually the same for all of us. However we verbalize it, however it sort of comes out, we're all human and we're multifaceted, but at the end of the day, the core stuff is the same. The core stuff is the same that we're dealing with. So if you do want any extra support, make sure you reach out. There's processes and strategies I take people through to link this, and there's so many different options now to work with me online, in person, on the retreats, whatever it is. So sending so much love. Thank you everybody for joining me, and I'll see you soon.